Hey Ranger Nation, welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to talk about building a Power Rangers universe by creating spin-offs, because I feel like that is a thing that we need to kind of work on, because we've only got the main show and the comics and that's it. So if you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit the like button, hit subscribe, as well as that cheeky notification bell, and we're going to jump straight into it. And why not check out merchandise while you're down there? It's more phenomenal stuff. So let's do it. So when I was watching The Mandalorian as well as the Book of Boba Fett, I kind of thought to myself, why isn't Power Rangers doing this? Like, why aren't they creating their own thing? Now, I will say that obviously Star Wars is a much bigger franchise, etc., etc., but most franchises now are having spin-offs completely. You've had like the Marvel Universe doing it with, like, say, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, WandaVision. You've got all these shows that kind of like starting now. So why aren't we kind of moving like kind of past it? Why aren't we doing their own thing? And I feel like there's tons of stuff that you could easily do right now. It kind of makes me wonder how you would go about creating a Power Ranger universe and like what you would kind of want to kind of do. Now, I know that we've had like they were planning a Bulk and Skull thing that didn't kind of work out. And I can understand why. But literally going down it, like the comics are doing really well. You have Shattered Grid, the Eltarian War, you had Beyond the Grid, you had all these really kind of cool stories that I think would have made amazing Power Ranger storylines, like in live action rather than comics. So if you can get the comics right, why can't you get an entire series done right? That's what I can't figure out. Now, the Power Rangers universe is rich in many ways. We've had new branches come out. We've had, like, say, Time Force. We've had the Silver Guardians. We've had all these things that have been brought in, and yet they're not being utilized that much. Could you imagine if you had, like, say, Time Force Cadets or the Eltarian War or even the Silver Guardians, and it kind of followed little things around it? Now, I'm not the biggest Time Force fan in the world, but I know that there are people that love the Silver Guardians. I feel like you could easily make something where you do a Time Force thing, and yet you could have Wes, you could have Aaron, or say, Aaron, Wes. God, I can't remember his name. Jason, I think it is. You have all these people that you could easily have and kind of work it around it. You can have SPD cadets. Either way, you could have like how, like, say, Star Trek does their sort of stuff with Lower Decks, with Discovery and that. And I kind of think it would really work. And if it was shot in the same sort of way as in The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Hawkeye, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I feel like it would be a really big success. I feel like you'd have to take the most popular one and go, right, this is what we're going to work with, and make, say, 6 episodes, 12 episodes, and just see how people react to it. And at the end of the day, if people don't like it, at least you've tried it and gone, shit, well, we've lost X amount of millions of dollars. Again, it sounds a lot, but you could have a lot to gain where people go like, oh crap, I really like that. I really want to see the next one, or what could they come out with? So having these kind of spin-offs, I think, would be 10 times better and a brilliant thing to kind of do. I feel like with world building that's what a lot of people are doing, where Star Wars, to me, you always had like the random stuff. You had the original trilogy, you had the ones at the very beginning, then you had the new ones, and it all kind of like did it. But there was so many like characters, like the Mandalorian, or his clan, Boba Fett. Like, if they, at the time, obviously he was dead in that thing, but when he got out, it'd be like, okay, I really want to follow that. And even though the Book of Boba Fett did really well and not at the same time, I do believe that if you applied that to Power Rangers right now, I believe that you do something really good. And I would love it. I would, even if it didn't really have Power Rangers in it, but it was an offshoot, I'd be like, do you know what, I'm okay with this. Or yet you could have, like, say, Time Force Cadets or the new Time Force Rangers, and they have different powers, or they've got training powers, and it moves in from this. This, to me, would be perfect. It would be something that I think a lot of fans would love, and again, would add in so much more detail to world building. Marvel and DC are probably the better ones to kind of compare it in this sort of thing. And even when you look at it, there are some things to me that I didn't like when they did the Netflix one. The only one I really liked was Jessica Jones. I didn't really like all the others because I found them boring. Even when they did the Defenders, again, I found that quite boring. But I liked the premise of Jessica Jones. With DC, obviously you have like the Flash, and then you have like Supergirl, and then that kind of stemmed off other things as well, like other shows that people didn't know. Stargirl, for one, was really enjoyable for season 1. Have I seen season 2? No. But it was these sorts of things that I really liked. And if they turned around and said, oh, Cisco's off to do his own thing, and it focused on Cisco's journey to Argus and stuff, and it had all the things that were in Argus, I'd be like, you know what, that sounds pretty cool, to be honest. Is it cool? I don't know, but I feel like if you did spin-offs, it would work perfectly. And even Super Sentai, even Toei is now doing it. You had Udana, which was a really good series, and yet it didn't have anything like with Super Sentai in there, apart from seeing the Red Ranger play a video game. But again, the spin-offs worked. People loved this. If you knew it wasn't doing very well, you could have past Rangers come back. You could have, say, Jason David Frank, Austin St. John. You could have Aaron Cahill. They can all come in again, and at times it would cameo. Or you could mainly focus on one of them after, again, like Soul of the Dragon. These are the little things that you could do. Hell, if you made the Time Force comic into something like a proper series, I would be all up for that. I think that would be a really cool adaptation. But it's world building, isn't it? I do believe it would be more of a mature setting, so probably around about the same time as The Mandalorian, and then you could do little things like that. I think that would be the way that I would have it. That's the only one that I would do, because I wouldn't want to make it super mature. I'd rather have it something that everyone can enjoy and they can sit down, and that's what I think a lot of people want. In The Mandalorian, and that, I keep using them because it's the one I've recently watched, but you had Baby Yoda. Can you imagine Baby Alpha 5? Guarantee that would sell like hotcakes and be like, oh, it's so cute. I know it'd sell. I mean, hell, look, like when Sentai does these sorts of things, I wanted a Navi, I want a Sek-chan. I think these are pretty cool, and I can see these things kind of working if you pull on the heartstrings. I mean, a Baby Alpha 5, I think that would kind of go well. Or whatever Power Ranger series had that brought it in there. Like, oh, we've got Baby Dragonzord, that'll turn into a big Dragonzord. People would lap it up because people like that sort of thing. But the main thing is, like, when you had Baby Yoda, it was geared to everyone, wasn't it? Like, come on. It was geared to everyone. It wasn't just geared to kids. Like, everybody loves Guru. I think that's what it is, or Baby Yoda. Everybody loves that character. So I feel like if you did it again, something like that with Baby Alpha 5, I think people would absolutely love it. Would this mainly work? I do believe it would. I feel like even if you tried it once and it was world building, I feel like that would be the main thing. You want to world build your characters, add more to the Power Ranger lore, and then bring it in. I think that's what it would be the best thing ever. Hell, you could do from the comics that cat. Everyone would love that sort of thing. Goddamn. Yeah. But even so, you could have that sort of thing put in there, which would make things, make people want it. So I'm going to leave it there. What would you like to see? If they did this, what would you like them to mainly focus on? Or would you kind of not like it at all? Would you rather they stick with the just Power Rangers and that's it? Let me know down below in the comments on what you think. And yeah, why are you all down there? Why not hit that like button, hit subscribe, check it, turn on all notification bells and stuff, and set it to all. And also check out the merchandise. It's a lot, but I believe in you. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。